The decision to leave Jacomond's service was not an easy decision for Sigric. He had really grown fond of the old man and respected him both as a leader and a friend. He headed to the keep to let Jacomond know his decision in person. It was a long walk across the corridor to where Jacomond sat, and Sigric was dreading it. On the one hand, he felt he was betraying him, but then he really felt strongly he needed to make his own way in the world and learn what he could do. He bid Jacomond farewell and said, "I'm coming back at some point and try to set things right. You really should have been the king of the Paleic people rather than these upstart generals." Oberon claiming the throne, that just didn't sit well with Sigric. Sigric knew that one day he would return and claim his rightful place among the nobility of the Paleic people. With one last glance back at the castle, he waved to Jacomond, and he headed west to fight his mortal enemies, the Battanians. Sigric has been building his army, moving westward. He's now in Artesia, and he's starting to acquire some trade goods so that he can continue to build his army and fund it. I want to sell these horses as quickly as I can. So I am going to take those 10. I do need some food. Fish is cheap, grain is okay. I think I'll take... Oops. Let's have... dirty grain. Or fish. And 30 grain gives us a good supply of food. I'm going to hold off on these others for now. Now we're not fast, so if we run into someone like the Manhunters, we're screwed. But in the base game, you're able to go and sell horses up here in Valandia quite handily, so I want to see if that still holds true in this game. Take one Rodok footman. Now these are the Royalist Valandians. See what they'll pay for horses here, or mules. I'm going to sell my mules. Now, I bought them for 41, and I'm going to sell them. Oh, yeah, okay. So that was a nice short trip that I'm getting quite a bit of money. I think I will repeat this. Let's see what they have for cheap goods. This is a great place to buy grain. I could sell fish here too, because I bought it for 6. Anyway, I'd like to get to the point where I'm getting, profit margin annotations on here. They really want beer. think I'll sell him my fish. Not a lot of money, but every little bit counts, and every little bit works towards getting me skill points in trade. I mean, just here, this one trip I've gone up to 16, so. Rather than bore everyone with repeated trade missions, I'm just going to kind of give you a little direction that we're going to head here. We're going to continue to try to build our war chest up with some trading. We're going to seek some companions. Specifically, I'd like to find a scout as well as some sort of doctor or healer. And then I'd also like to work towards getting our group size up and increasing the tier of some of our troops so that we can be of value as a mercenary, at which point we'll take and we'll be fighting looter groups along the way and hopefully defeating them and selling their goods to build the war chest. So I'll fast forward to a point where we're making some crucial decisions. Okay, so we've reached Ostrakhan. We've done a number of tournaments. We've been battling a lot of looters and selling their stuff, and I noticed that we have some companions in the inn that I want to check out. I am short 3 people, so let's go back in the tavern district. Let's see who we have here. Rune of the Hills. Wainwright, so that's got some engineering skills. The Hawk. I would bet the Hawk has got some scout. He would be a wanderer. Shaking the Hawk. So he's a horse archer type. Doesn't seem to... Yeah, I don't know if I want him in my party. Let's check out the other ones that are here. Brune of the Hills. Brune can scout. He's a bit cautious. It's not a bad thing. Okay, so Brune is definitely a possibility. What was that, -1? I don't have a good relationship with him yet, but that'll change once he gets to know me. Break Skull. Yeah, he's basically just a commander type. Senor the Bull, I think, probably is the same. Yeah, another commander type. They're a dime a dozen. Rosalind. Let's see what Rosalind's Wainwright stats are. Probably got good engineering. 80 engineering. She rides. She throws. So let's go back and look at Brune of the Hills. Does he have bow skill or crossbow? Crossbow. Okay, so we got to get him outfitted with a crossbow. Doesn't really talk much about his athletics, so we might be able to get him to... Well, no, we can have him run. Let's talk to him. Let's get him in the party. Yeah, cheap. 676. All right, so we have our first companion. We need to fill out with a couple more guys. See what we have here. Cortinian recruits. Let's just pick up a couple of them. Just to fill out our complement. Right. So let's see what we have here. Brune, I'm going to put him in... 2. My peasants all together. footmen and peasants. I got 4 or 5, so I have 5 range now. Let's go in and let's do a little trading here. We need to find Brune some equipment, so let's get him. We'll just get him a light crossbow for now. And some bolts. Tier 1 bolts, they're all the same stack size. Let's get him. Let's just get him a fairly inexpensive shield for now. A leather-bound kite shield. That's not good enough. I don't have a ton of money, so yeah, we're going to give him one of these. And let's get him in a sword. I'm just going to get him a cheap sword for now. We'll pick him up something from the battlefield. This will just allow him to protect himself. Okay, now, so we have been running around, building up our troops. We have moved over to the Crotanian, Battanian area, who are currently at war with Battania. Again, our goal here is to spill some Battanian blood to avenge our parents' death. I have recruited a couple of folks to the party. I got Brune of the Hills, who is a very, very good scout. You can see from his tactics here, he has 124 scouting, and I have assigned him as the scout for my party. He has a pretty high crossbow skill, but I've actually issued him a bow. No, I take that back. He does have a crossbow, and we're taking advantage of that. The second companion I picked up was Chandian the Surgeon. Chandian has basically throwing skill, which, that's not all that. I don't want my surgeon up front fighting, throwing javelins, so I have given him a bow, and he's slowly but surely going to be increasing the skills there. The big thing is he has 81 medicine, which is going to heal our troops faster, and more importantly me faster as we're riding around. He hasn't got the best of armor. He's kind of wearing hand-me-downs now, but that's just the way it is. So again, going into my party, I put them in group 2, which is the ranged group, both of them, so that they're able to still fight, but they're not going to be in the instant melee mess. I have assumed the quartermaster role. That's giving me some skills in a number of important character traits or traits. Brune again is our scout, and Chandian has now been assigned as our surgeon. So I currently have 47 troops out of a possible 61 slots. We're now at clan tier 1, about just a third of the way towards clan tier 2. Now I went over to Epicratia a couple of times during this transiting around, and I switched the smithy over to a brewery because the smithy just wasn't earning nearly enough. And as you can see from this, by switching it to a brewery, because there's almost always a strong supply of grain in Epicratia because of the villages nearby, I was able to actually earn enough in this particular day to pay for my army almost completely. So any fights that I've been having with looters and other business transactions pretty much are going towards profit. So right now this one workshop is able to maintain my troops. So looking at what I have for troops at this point, I have quite a mixture. I have nothing higher than tier 3. I'm going to keep it that way for now. I have quite a mixture of troops from a variety of factions. A lot of low. I mean, I've got some Sturgeons. I've got some Crotanian Valandians. I've got some Paleians. I like the Paleian archers, so I've been going back there and picking up some of them. I picked up a few Imperials. I also have some. Oh, there's an Imperial trained infantryman. I need to get the mod that allows me to organize by group and or formation and by tier, so that I know exactly what I have. But I've left some room in the party here because I'm about ready to join the. I'm going to try to join as a mercenary with the Cortanian Valandians, because again they're currently at war with the Battanians, and this will give us a chance to exact a little bit of revenge. So in the meantime, we have an arena going on here. I have been running around running some arenas, losing some. I won a few, upgrading my gear and the gear of my scout. So I need to find a Lord and Bard. May just do. And see if I can't enter into a mercenary contract with them. So I know that they are at war with the Battanians, and they were actually taking it pretty hard. So this is actually a really decent daily wage, 330 for my level 1 group, tier 1 clan. So now I've joined them. I'm going to try to take the opportunity to find some free roaming ones. I may join an army to be involved in a battle. Maybe I'll go join Sigric's army there. He seems to be headed somewhere with a purpose. For a time, the Calradian Valandians were fighting against their kin, the Royalist Valandians. while that all was going on, there was a pretty significant loss of property on both sides. And the Battanians took advantage of that. It was a fairly bad judgment call by this Inglether. Hopefully I don't lose all my troops. But they were all low level, and that's one of the reasons I had them all at low level. Lead the archers.
Footman, hear me! Get moving! Make room!
A lot of cavalry on that other side. I think with them running away,
Move!
I'm going to put them over here.
Forward!
It's a terrible, terrible place for them to have us.
See shooting! Move out! Shoot at will!
Hopefully we'll get a few of them here.
Move!
I draw my troops. Infantry go home some of their pay.
Get moving! Move out!
Come on, boys. I'm down. Well, we gave it a good fight, considering. Just massively outnumbered. Well, I'm going to fast forward this along. I lost 18 guys, 29 wounded. No doubt we were taken prisoner. Yeah, I am now a prisoner. So hopefully they won't keep me too long. Now I have a point in riding here. And I did get a point in steward. I'm going to pick drill sergeant. The damn Battanians have taken me prisoner. It's going to be hard to get out of here too. And get my companions back. So I will get myself squared away, get my army built back up, and we'll start the video or rejoin the story in progress. So we've had a little bit of bad luck as a mercenary. We have been released from prison, worked our way back to Provend, have just a few folks in our troop. We basically have to build everything back up and need to go find our companions. Fortunately, they're both alive, but they're out and about. Let me see where they are. One's at Ostracan, one's at Galland. The nice thing is we're not paying to maintain my semi-large party. So we're making a little bit of money. We're still in mercenary status. So as soon as I get back to 100% here, I'm going to start rebuilding. Go get my companions. And in addition to losing all my troops, I lost all my horses, all my trade goods. I have a diddly squat to rebuild from. Okay, so we're at peace now. I think since we're in peacetime, I'm going to go ahead and leave. This will allow us to just worry about bandits at this point. Okay, Tavern District. There's Brune. Get him back. See where everybody else is. Ostacan. Okay. Gotta get my surgeon back. So it looks like I have enough to keep most of them off me anyway. The tavern. Alright. Much better. Let's see. Horses are probably very expensive here. They are. So I'm going to go over to Azurai territory. So with that, Sigric and his men boarded a ship bound for the Azurai territory in the lands of the south. An area he hasn't explored yet. And he'll reconstitute his army, explore some new parts of the map, and perhaps establish some more trade in the south. And who knows, he's getting a little bit lonely, so perhaps he'll start looking for a life partner. As always, thanks for watching, and join us next time for our adventures in the Southern Lands.